my concussion. So, how it happened. The game was all tied up at 2-2 against the #1 team in state. Centennial made a clean entrance into the offensive zone. Their player sauces a pass up and over the stick of the defender right onto the tape of his teammate, crashing backdoor. I slide over and manage to barely reach out with my skate blade and stop the puck. A player for Centennial comes screaming in from the side and comes barreling into me. And soon after this happens, I managed to get a knee to the side of the head, which obviously did not feel good, and the player that came screaming in managed to score or tap in the rebound because I was out of position because he ran into me. I remember waking up crying and not knowing really where I am or anything, but said I was fine because I wanted to continue on with the game. After the game, after every game on the way home, I talked to my dad about the goals I had let in and what I could have done better. He asked me what happened on the third goal. I thought about it, but couldn't really remember. The last thing I remembered was Centennial entering the zone, and after that, everything went black. As a matter of fact, I don't remember much of the third period. I asked him what even happened on the third goal. He explained it to me, and it felt like it never happened. So, pretty much, right after that goal, everything for me just became a blur, especially the third period. Like, someone to ask me what happened in that third period, I would not be able to have any clue on what even happened, really. But I really didn't feel the symptoms of the concussion yet. The next day at school, the next morning, I woke up with a slight headache and still decided to go to school. But after about halfway through school, my headache still hadn't gone away, and I was not able to focus on a single word the teacher was saying. Everything was bugging me, the lights, loud noises, and the projector. I called my mom to go to the hospital to see if I had a concussion. One thing I remember specifically was that in science class, we had in-class notes that we were taking, and all I remember was just trying to focus on the board, but I couldn't, and I kept looking off to the left of the projector, and it just was bothering me, and it just like gave me even more headache, and so I decided, to call my mom. So went to the hospital, obviously, and in result, this had to be the most boring week of my life. It felt as though I was stuck in a prison, and I couldn't do anything about it. I was excited for the day I was able to go back to school. Every night I would try to go upstairs and watch TV with my parents, but they would force me to go back down and lay in my bed some more. I really changed after that week of being in prison. I learned that it was nice to go to school. Not too many kids realized how much social life they miss with their friends outside of school. I learned to appreciate watching TV and how much I really missed watching the Wild. And then another big thing, I wasn't able to practice for that week, and it just killed me because, I don't know, hockey was my life and something I just couldn't live without. And how it changed me, when I was finally able to come back and start practicing again, I had a new drive. I made sure to focus on all the little things in my game. I put myself in a less likely position to have the same incident happen again. This was the one and only concussion I had ever had in my life, and I hoped it was my last. The concussion really taught me to appreciate the little things that I do every day, like going to school, watching TV, and most of all, hockey. In the week of hockey, I got the concussion on a Sunday night, and the following Sunday, I went and played another hockey game because my symptoms were gone, and I felt pretty good and just couldn't stand not being on the ice with my teammates. And then these aren't from that year, but the picture on the right is the picture of me a couple months after that incident. It was sophomore year of high school, and then one on the left is one of my last games ever of playing hockey.